Yeah.
It hasn't happened yet, but I know
No,
I
it
can
did
say.
happen.
Really?
And Jasmine sent me like 4 paragraphs. Oh, should we tell? I say Jasmine.
I apologize because
No, you didn't.
I
You know what I'm
did.
talking about? What? Yes.
And I was just like, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Last time he was on my channel was 2 years ago.
I know.
Or 3 years ago, one of the two.
I know, it's
Haven't
crazy.
we grown up so much? We've glowed
Not
up.
really.
So today we're going to talk about friendships. We're going to talk about real friends versus fake friends. Holy Spirit, guide this video. I'm just going to say it. The first point is gossip. You know it's a real friend when they don't take pleasure in gossiping about other people. They don't find it really juicy. And I want to say that with caution, because I'm not saying that you're a terrible person if you gossip, or your friend isn't a real friend if y'all gossip.
Or like they don't, it's like they find it could still be juicy because like the itch is there, but
Yeah.
then you kind of know like if that was me, like would I want people gossiping about me?
Yeah,
You know?
because it ain't so like me and Monique have the itch. I ain't gonna lie. There have
Yeah.
been many times we're about to say something and we'd be
Yeah.
like, never
We
mind,
probably
never
shouldn't talk about
mind.
that.
Yeah, but like, actually no, I ain't gonna talk about it. But that was it. That was a green flag for me. It was like, wait, I could trust you. Like I know that the same way you wouldn't allow me to talk about someone else, I know you would never allow anyone to talk about me.
Yeah.
I have actually witnessed people, and I won't say names obviously, talk to me about their close friends.
Wow.
And I would tell them, you don't have to tell me that, like I don't care. I don't want to know that business. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, Jazz, don't tell this person your business.
Yeah.
Because the same way this person comfortable talking to me about their friend, I say, Jasmine, don't talk about your business with this person. So you have to have discernment.
Yeah, like if they could gossip with you, they could gossip about you.
That's the word, that's the point, that's it there. So the second point that we have is don't abandon your friends.
Ooh.
You could start with this because you was like, Jasmine, you did that.
In high school even. Like,
Yeah, we wanted to
especially in
mention
high school.
age. Age
Yeah.
is important.
Yeah, because like when you're dating 30s, 40s, like of course you're gonna spend less time with your friends if you're
Yeah.
dating. But when you're in high school, it's like I don't think you should abandon your friends because you have a boyfriend.
Yeah, just be mindful of that.
Yeah.
Because I did that when I was in grade 12 and I got a boyfriend. I didn't know Monique. You know, I never see Monique. Me and her never hang out, never talk, nothing. Even
But we was close before that.
we was close, but that was it. So we were close before that. We got close around grade 8, grade 9. We kind of fell off grade 10, grade 11, and none of us know why. Because you asked me and I said I don't know. We just stopped talking.
Yeah.
And the whole year you was in the back of my mind, you know. Because I was like, oh yeah, Monique. But because I was with mine, I never was trying to pay attention. Then when I broke up, who do you think I reconnect with?
Wow. Wow. That's not a compliment.
No, we didn't. It happened. I didn't go to you. You messaged me again.
I messaged you again.
I think so. Look at you say somehow me and her
I am
reconnect
not an
again.
afterthought. Just kidding.
I know. Somehow, some way, we end
Yeah.
up reconnecting
I
again.
don't know how.
All I remember is just us WhatsApping. Who do what first, I don't know. I just think it was a realization of, wow, I could have still maintained my friendship while being with my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's possible.
because relationships aren't your only relationships.
Yeah.
Intimate ones. Friendships matter too. And I think sometimes we put that aside, and it's like,
Yeah.
you costing your friendship, because think about it, more than likely or not, your romantic relationships more likely to be temporary than your friendships.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like when you're young, it's like, oh, young love. But then I also feel like that romantic relationships is glorified more than like regular
Friendships.
platonic friendship. We just place so much emphasis on finding the one. But it's
Yeah.
like,
And that one being your best friend.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think that was my focus. My focus was that my boyfriend at the time was like my best friend.
Yeah.
So I don't need any other best friend.
Yeah.
When I was single again, who I had? Nobody.
Yeah.
Faithful are the wounds of a friend. That's what the Bible say. Talk about it, Monique.
Like you could trust your friend's criticism. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and like if someone gives you criticism, you just always know when it's coming from a good place.
Yeah.
Even if it hurts, you be like, but I know that person has my best interest at heart. You know?
That's exactly what it is, because wounds hurt. A lot of
it's
times,
true.
when it comes, let's bring back the title, real friends versus fake friends, because you made a great point when we were talking earlier, and you were like, sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes real friends feel like fake friends. We think we in a genuine friendship, but really we just want that person to just keep stroking our ego,
Yeah.
make us feel good about ourselves. The first time they call you out on something, we'll need that ain't the
Say it. Well, leave what? Because that ain't the plot for you.
She thinks I'm a hater for her braid. I love her braid.
Yo, that's why I brought it back in this video. because you know haters gonna hate.
I love the braid, but I ain't gonna say it.
Jasmine say, well, Nick, now, how long you got this braid in your hair now?
Exactly, but it's because I'm comfortable with her to say that.
And I also think too, like you have to be secure in yourself because I mean, oh, that's the thing. I guess that's another point is like friendship doesn't take away your individuality. So like Jasmine don't like my braid, but I'm on her channel wearing my braid.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, Nick didn't like this shirt. What you think I wearing? This shirt.
So
yeah,
like you don't lose yourself in friendship.
Yeah, because like on that note of real friends sometimes feeling like fake friends, if someone says something that offends you, even if it's the right thing, you thinking to yourself, you want from me. You must be just jealous.
Yeah.
You want from me. You must be just jealous. So whatever, I gone with you. But it's like, no. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. Keyword is faithful, meaning you could rely on that kind of friendship.
Yeah.
The other keyword is wounds. There are gonna be times when your friend hurts you. They're gonna hurt your feelings sometimes. But if it's coming from a good place, it's to better you.
Yeah.
What you shouldn't trust is the kiss of an enemy. Like literally Judas kissed. That's how that was the signal of the betrayal. The man whom I kiss is the one that you should arrest. The fourth point, trust that off feeling. It takes you time to understand that you actually have discernment.
Yeah.
I had discernment back then in high school and in my early years of college and did not realize it. So when I was with certain friends, there was always this off feeling. Like if the conviction was, don't tell this person your business. After situations unfold themselves, I realized that was God.
Yeah.
You made a good point. You don't have to be a believer to have the off feeling.
Oh yes, intuition. Like I think everybody has some level of intuition.
Everybody. Everyone have been, because we're simply made in the image and likeness of God and He created us, we all are born with some understanding, some conviction, some awareness of right and wrong, even if it's very basic.
Yeah.
I do think when you're a believer, that's definitely heightened and strengthened because you're seeking
100%.
God for wisdom and He allows you to, He opens your eyes to things that other people maybe would not see.
Right.
But yeah, guys, that off feeling, trust that. I don't think anyone will know 100% of your life.
Yeah.
You don't even know 100% of your life. So when it comes to that 95% of your life, my unprofessional opinion is 1 to 3 people.
Yeah. 3 is too much. Over 3 is too much.
Yeah, over 3 is too much because I have 3 people I think that I could tell them.
Yeah.
When 10 people or 5 people know your business,
yeah, that's too much. It's too much.
And there's a Judas somewhere up and down.
Yeah, and I just feel like it's too much. Like it's like if you telling heavy things to 10 people,
that could leak.
Yeah, and it's like, babe, who want to be repeating the same heavy traumatic thing
10 times? Yes, girl.
It's like after I talk to you, I'm like, okay, that's enough. I don't
That's
need to
good.
talk about this anymore.
I'm so glad you say that. Let's go to that point of friendship is a calling.
Oh, okay.
Real friends won't drain you. And there is a difference between draining and sharing burdens. When me and her sharing our 95%, we feel the burden.
Yeah.
If she overwhelmed, I overwhelmed.
Yeah.
If she sad, I sad.
Yeah.
And though it could look like it would feel like it's draining me, it's not draining. It's just that I'm sharing your burden.
Yeah.
Because we pray with each other. We
Yeah.
encourage each other. We talk about it. That's real friends.
Yeah.
Fake friends is the only thing about this friendship
Dr. Phil.
is Dr. Phil. She talk or he talk and you listen.
Gosh. Yeah. But what I do want to say though, I think some people though, like God places some people for you to just pour into their life.
That's true.
So like certain people I know, like I'm just there to like encourage them,
Yeah.
even though they might never encourage me.
Yeah, it's
but like
true.
I know I'm there to like just encourage them in that
It's
season.
true.
And then there's other people I know that they're in my life to encourage me, like, you know what I mean? Because you could be the only person that they have
Yeah,
to like
it's
just,
true.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think like you just have to be like, okay, well, this person always coming to me for advice, but who do I go to? But it's
Yeah.
like you could just pray about it and be
Yeah.
like, you know what, Lord, like if I'm meant to be the one, what is it called? When you have like a voice of reason. Like if I'm like the only voice of reason in their life, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah. To me, I feel like even if there's levels of friendship, the basic criteria for a friendship should be, pronounce it for me, reciprocation, just mutuality. Yeah, it should be that. Even if it's to a basic level. That's why I think it takes discernment. That's why you gotta pray about the people who you call friends. Sorry. That's why you gotta pray about the people who you call friends. Pray about the people who you are like associated with and connected to.
Yeah. And I think too, like not just praying, but like learning to trust yourself.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like God has been sending us signs, but it still don't be enough.
Yeah.
God gave me a sign. He give you the sign, and you still.
Yeah, it's
you know
true.
what I mean?
It's
Like I always tell Jasmine like, a good way to measure how, like, if this person is authentic, like, how do you feel after you leave them? Like, do you feel drained? Like, do you feel like, oh, a little bit unsure of yourself? Like, I came to you confident, but I'm leaving like a little bit insecure.
I feel small.
Yeah, like, do you feel small? Like, I know I could be around people and I'll feel so small. Like, okay, gee. And we can have the same thing, the same material things, but it's just like,
You feel bad.
Then they're so like arrogant, and it's just like, okay, no, like,
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
tell me and you, we're not supposed to be friends.
Okay, wow, good.
Number
say, yeah.
5, yeah.
So number 5.
Why you put your hands on me?
Oh, help me, Jesus. Okay, so family traits can often or may come up in your relationships, in your friendships. And I'll just use my example. Me and Monique were really close, grade 8, grade 9. Then we fell off grade 10, grade 11, grade 12.
Sure.
I guess you could say how you felt, but for me, it was okay because it was all I knew. Because I was always my whole life, even my family were not really the type to like friend up. You know, like we don't really get close to people.
Right.
And my mom always grew me up, knowing from elementary, she would always tell me, Jazz, it's cool to have friends in high school, but
Right.
just know more than likely when you leave, they're not gonna be your friends.
Right.
So whenever I got close with people and then we drew apart, it was okay for
It was
me.
normal.
So when I noticed that me and you started getting close again, honestly, it was weird.
Really? I didn't know it was weird for you.
It was weird because it was new. I didn't
It
understand
was
it.
new.
That's a better word. It was new.
Nice.
How did you feel when we weren't close? What was your side of it?
It was weird.
That we weren't close.
Right.
Because you didn't understand it
Yeah, like I wasn't used to just like being so close to someone and just
like that.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how it happened. Close, close, close. We going away for your birthday. Remember that? I could put the pictures. I will.
Do not.
I could put them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I probably right there. We were so close, and
Right.
then sometimes the way that you interact with your friends may come from what you're used to your family being like. So
Yeah.
be aware of that.
And then I feel like, because like coming into adulthood, you kind of realize that there'll be certain friends for certain seasons. You know what
That.
I mean? And people like grow at different pace.
Yeah.
Y'all was cool when y'all first started out, but like you started to get a little bit more. You know, you started to like go up a few notches,
Yeah.
and like they
Ain't the
salty.
same.
Yeah, like
they salty. Sometimes the person you're friend with right now is who you're meant to be friends with. But maybe in a year or two, that's a deadline for that friendship.
Yeah. And that's
If-
okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Be okay if God is calling you out of a friendship, or if God is working so in your life where you see your friendships just not working.
Yeah.
And you could tell this ain't God's will. But maybe me trying to figure out, but I thought it was okay. It probably was okay. It probably was God's will for you for that time that was spent.
Right.
But it ain't no more.
It doesn't even have to be that deep, if that makes sense. Like, you just know when someone's season in your life is up. You don't
Yeah.
have to be a prophet to know that.
Yeah,
You know what I
don't.
mean? Like, you
Yeah.
don't have to be like this super deep spiritual person.
Yeah.
You can,
This is the point I wanted to say, but I forgot to write it. Sometimes compatibility don't mean suitability. Because what could make you compatible with someone is your dysfunction with them. Y'all may share dysfunctions, and that's what
where's
making
the
your
wood? Where's the offering plate? That's a word.
Girl, I got that from Redefine TV.
He good.
He good. And it go with relationships too. You could be like, oh my gosh, we compatible. Man,
Yeah.
me and Monique is like 2 peas in a pod. What kind of pod? You know, what is it that y'all, like, the thing that y'all both share could actually just be a dysfunction.
And it's so real. And trauma bonding is a thing. It is a thing.
Fake friends will look like real friends.
Did we talk about that already?
We said real friends can look like fake friends.
It's the same. It was reverse. Okay.
We gotta talk about it. You know what the Bible say? The devil comes as the angel of light. What does an angel of light look like, Monique?
What does it look like?
An angel of light. So sometimes the best place for your enemy to be is right next to you as your best friend.
Yeah.
Smiling up in your face.
Yeah, stroking your ego. But I think it comes back down to like, you have to be so secure in yourself. Because if you're an insecure person, you're gonna be drawn to people who stroke your ego, who
Yes.
make you feel beautiful.
That's such a good point.
Like, who make you feel like, oh, I'm on top of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, like she just compliments me all the time. And it's like, you have to be so secure in yourself, because
You do.
that friend could literally just be plotting your downfall.
Puppet.
They're just doing it through a way that you wouldn't guessed it.
Yeah, working behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Pay attention to what advice your friends are giving you.
Oh, 100%.
Analyze it.
100%.
So to close that point, guys, I just want to say, like, try to figure out where's your friend trying to take you.
Yeah, like, you know what I realized? Real friends aren't enablers, if that makes sense. So, like, they're not gonna enable you to do something that's not beneficial for you in the long run, even if it feels good in the moment. Like, oh yeah, girl, just skip class today, you know.
Yeah.
When you know, like, your parents sacrificing for you to be there. Yeah.
And then that's why I said, like, with you, I might not, especially in my period of time when you were telling me, no, Jazz, I don't think you should do this. That was your language. Your language was like, I don't really think that's the best. Or Jazz, like, sometimes you really just be like, what are you doing? But I needed that. I needed that. What are you doing? Because no one else was giving it to me. So it was like sometimes.
Same thing with the other day when I was just like, Jazz, do you think that you just like, oh, well, Nick, like,
No.
And then too, I think sometimes you just have to experience things because you want to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I know she gave me like a weird vibe today, but she might have just been having a bad day.
True. That's true.
Like, we just make excuses for people.
That's true. Real friends can be non-Christian.
100%. Like, in university, some of my closest friends were Muslims.
And some of my friends are atheists, agnostics, Hindus, and genuine friends.
Like, genuine people.
They don't have to be Christian to be a good person.
That's so true.
They don't have to be Christian to add to your life.
That's so true.
They don't have to be Christian to be a real friend.
That's so true.
That's a big point. So glad that's a big point I want to make. Yes, it's a faith-based channel. Yes, I'm all about Jesus, but I am not trying to say it all in this video. And we are not trying to say if they ain't a believer, that's the devil. That is not the truth.
Yeah.
But friendships, there are levels to it. So though I know that my friendships with people who aren't believers are genuine and real, there is a limit.
Yeah, a ceiling.
There's not as many boundaries with me and you than there are with some of my other friendships. And not because I put those boundaries there, just because what I can connect with you on, I can't connect with them on.
Yeah, I think you would just be able to connect on a deeper level.
That's it. Just that. And ain't nothing wrong with that. And again, I don't think it's not godly to have non-Christian friendships.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I think, honestly, I think having people in your life who doesn't always see things the way that you do, it
adds. If it's a real friendship, you will become a better person. If it's a fake friendship, you could tell just by looking at yourself in the mirror.
Low-key, we're all influences. You know what I mean? Like,
we are.
You influence your little brother influences you. So it's kind of like you kind of pick up on your environment. So if this new friend around you is always reading, then it would encourage you to be like,
maybe I should read.
Yeah. If this new friend around you is like always drinking, then you feel like, I'm feeling stressed. I should drink. Like, drinking becomes an option, even if it was something you would never think about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, you kind of see people's influence in your life.
Exactly. That's such a good point, Monique. And I think it's even too, like, how friendships will make you better is sometimes you are the one who needs to improve. Because I think a lot of this video is watch out for other people, watch out for this. But sometimes when me watching this, you be like, wait a minute, I haven't been a good friend to my friend. Like, I realized I'm always taking from my friend, but I can't remember the last time he or she was able to confide in me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what was the last thing you did or you gave to your friend? And not materialistically.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know, insert.
Yeah. And honestly, I think sometimes you have to kind of tell people how you would want to be treated. Mm-hmm. Because I remember I called you and Jasmine, I was just like, hey, Jasmine. And she just started blabbling off everything that she was going through. And I was just like, hi, Jasmine, I'm okay, thanks.
I was so convicted.
And you were like, oh, Monique, I'm so sorry. How are you doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay, thanks. I think sometimes, like, friendships, too, like, they respect that you have other things to do outside of, like, I know Jasmine's life doesn't revolve around Monique.
Same.
You know what I mean? So I would call her, and she'd be like, okay, Monique, like, you finished talking? Okay, cool. You feel better? Okay, cool. Like, I have to edit. And I'm like, okay, cool, have fun.
Literally, because I know how ways go, sometimes I'll call and be like, by 7:30 I gotta go. So literally she'll be, and when it comes 7:25, I know you gotta go, so let's quickly.
Yeah.
And so that's true. Respect boundaries. And it ain't no perfect thing. I think sometimes you gotta feel each other out because we growing together. And you have to be okay to grow with that person and change. And even if there's a this or this, talk about it and go through it. We don't fight often. We don't fight at all.
No.
So anytime
we disagree.
Exactly. We disagree.
That was a large segment. Yes, Jasmine.
So one time, Monique was walking around in London.
Yeah, I was in Oxford Street. I was on Oxford
She was walking around in London, and I'm home in my kitchen, and we debate about something.
We were debating on lockdowns.
Yes, of our country.
Right. And we're not gonna say who.
Who?
One person agreed, and one person didn't agree with the lockdowns, and one person agreed with the lockdowns. And Jasmine was going on and on. I was just
And Monique was going on and on.
Real talk. Like, we don't stop.
We don't.
I was getting so frustrated and like.
And then so my mom heard it going on, so she came to the phone to tell Wilnique that she agreed with Wilnique. But me and my mom sound very similar. If someone call a house,
they sound like the same person. And bear in mind, I was walking in London, so I only had my AirPods in. My phone was in my pocket, so I was just talking to Jack. Like I wasn't looking at my phone, you know.
So me and Monique talking, we going off and off, back and forth. When we come, and Mommy was like, Monique. So Monique was like, yes, Jasmine. And Monique was like, and when Monique looked, because there was a pause, but Monique looked, Monique stopped in the street. She was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Mommy was like, it's okay. I know that I sound just like Jasmine.
Oh my god.
But it was
I
funny.
feel like she got all the smoke.
All the smoke.
All the frustration I
Just
had
me.
for you. It sounded so much like, it was hilarious though. Oh my, I was so embarrassed, y'all.
Yeah, I told her it's okay. Mommy didn't mind. But what we said that segment for? What was the point? Awkwardness, like. Oh yeah, I was saying
like
that we don't fight. We've never screamed at each other. We don't be like but we have definitely disagreed, which I think is fine. Every friendship does. Every relationship does. Yeah. But there have been moments like that moment I talked about with the boy thing, where there was an awkwardness, and I was like,
Really? I don't remember this.
You were in your living room. I was so still.
In Nassau?
Yes.
Really?
The only reason why I talked to this girl, and this is how God will maneuver in your friendships to show you that the person is the one, not the one, but a good friend, is a Bible verse. Really? The Bible verse said, to this day, if I see it, that's how I know it. Let love be without dissimulation. And I could pronounce that wrong. I'll put the word here, but I googled it, and it basically was saying like, let love be that it doesn't hide things from the other person. And I was so convicted. I was like, yo, I can't go on my friendship with Monique, and she doesn't know how I feel about this. I need her to know that I feel this awkwardness, just for us to talk about. It wasn't like an issue, but I was like, I'm awkward. You're my best friend. That's fake if I don't talk to you about it. So I remember this gal. I say, Monique, I gotta talk to you. So, okay, fine, yeah, okay, let's talk. I talked to her, and I'm nervous. And the whole time, Monique is like, okay, say it, like, you know. After I say everything, thinking it's the world on my shoulders, Monique literally went like this. That's it?
Really?
Yes, you did. I remember. I could visualize it because your living room was dark. You was like, because you was trying to figure out what the big deal was. That's your face. You know, Monique has a what's the big deal face.
Yeah.
Monique was like, that's it? So I was like, yeah. And she was like, well, you could just tell. Why? No, you were like, you could just tell me that. And I was like, I could? And she was like, you didn't get it. You were like, why not?
Yeah.
But for me, I needed that. I needed that training. I needed to see like, wait, I endured this awkwardness with you, and I came out knowing this would never be an issue again. I could come to you and be like, Monique, remember when you say that? I ain't like that. Yeah. It hasn't happened yet, but I know
no,
it
did happen.
Really?
And Jasmine sent me like 4 paragraphs. Oh, should we I say Jasmine.
I apologize because
no, you didn't. You know what I'm talking about? What?
Korea.
Yes. And I was just like,
it was too long. Monique said, I'm very sorry. I don't know what I did. Let me tell you, I had to apologize to Monique, and let me tell you why.
Did you apologize? I don't remember that.
I did, but if I didn't, I'm sorry, Monique.
I was just like,
let me tell you why I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll do better next time. Like, I didn't even take it on.
It was, wow. So basically, Monique was going on. Every time I say something, if I leave the house, Monique, what about the COVID? What about restriction?
She was, okay, I don't want to sound like, you know, xenophobic, but like, you was in Korea. Like, that's when you was close to where the outbreak actually started.
Yeah, but what I was trying to explain to Monique at the time, and I guess right now even, is that Korea was in a way better position than the Bahamas. So to me, I felt like Monique was coming off like, when I told you this, like very like,
Jasmine sent me 4 paragraphs.
That's a joke. I sent you an essay.
Yes.
I tried to delete that for everyone.
It was so big, y'all. WhatsApp wouldn't even load it. It was like a PDF file on WhatsApp.
And it was statistics involved. Statistics was involved.
Jasmine sent me governmental statistics. Like,
and I go into a public policy school, so you know I had them written out. I took an hour to write that.
How you even have time?
If something on my mind and I can't sleep, it gotta go. It gotta go somewhere. But it took that experience for me to realize I ain't doing that again.
Yeah.
I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh my God, she's gonna think I'm crazy.
Wow. I don't know what the next one is.
That's it?
You done?
You're done. Takeaway time.
My biggest takeaway
We had
was
20
oh,
seconds.
this is what we didn't say. Like, so like we spoke about friendships, but like I think sometimes you have to be okay with like being by yourself too. You know what I mean? Because it's like if you can't sit with yourself, then you still could feel lonely in a sea of people. So like I don't think you should seek friendships to fill voids, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that was the whole inspiration for this video, was that thing that post that we saw, that I saw it and I told you about it, that said like, don't become friends just because of two y'all available.
Yeah,
And it
plenty
was-
of people doing that.
yes.
Especially during like quarantine. Like people at quarantine bae, and I was just like, okay, so what happens when you come out of quarantine? Like,
Yeah.
is he still your bae? How does
Yeah,
that-
exactly. So it's like, just because you're available don't mean that that's a friendship. You start off every relationship guarded. That's my personal advice.
Same.
Start off with the wall built. That person need to go to Jesus, get the key, come back, know how to turn in, and then come in.
But like, yeah, like we're not saying like, you know, like have a hard heart, but like just have,
Be wise.
Yeah, like, and guard your heart. Like, don't just spill the beans on the first date. Like on the first date, you shouldn't know about your family drama.
There are those times where it's like you should be with someone where they don't need to know everything to be
Yeah.
able to be your friend and encourage you.
Yeah.
Some people don't have this I consider like, this is my inner circle, will not know everything.
Yeah.
And I will not know everything, and I will tell Monique sometimes, don't tell me everything because it's not my business. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, and same in Monique never pressures me, but if I'm coming to Monique with advice and I being very surface level, you've been like, Jazz, I don't like, in other words, what you coming to me advice for, because I'm not getting what the issue is. I have to go deep to give you the issue.
Yeah.
And the only way you've been able to draw that out of me is asking straight up questions.
Yep.
You be like, no, so what y'all talk about then? Like, what's the issue that you come to me with? What did y'all talk about? What did he say you didn't like? Okay, did he say this? What was your response? How did you respond?
Yeah.
I can't be general with her, because if she trying to give me advice as a good friend, she trying to figure out, okay, you gotta tell me things for me to know.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I like with certain situations, some advice would be generic, and then other situations would be like, okay, I need a little bit more detail if you actually want something of substance.
Yeah, and that's exactly like that. I think I cut it to that. And other times it's just, you don't need to know everything.
Yeah, and that's
That's
fine.
it. That's
Yeah.
fine. And I think that's important, because sometimes even if you're friends, even if you know, Holy Spirit filled and stuff,
Yeah.
because you're not Jesus, you're not God, there are gonna be times you just don't know.
You too. You'd be like, Monique, nah, I could be honest, I don't know.
Girl.
And like that's okay, because most times people just want someone to talk to. It's okay if you don't have all the answers.
Yeah. And I do want to encourage people with this. This is not to brag, but me and Monique, most of our relationship is God-centered, in the sense where even when you come over, we Bible study together, we pray together. So I only say this to say, like, don't find it weird if you want a friend who you could Bible study with, who you could pray with, who you could do God stuff with. That's not
Yeah.
a weird thing.
No.
For fun,
It's better.
she comes to my house and we do Bible studies.
Yeah.
Like that, her Bible in my room.
It grew to that point though.
Tell them what your sister say.
No. But I do want to say it grew to that though. Like
It did. It wasn't always like
10,
that.
11, 12. Well, 10, 11, 12. Plus the 4 years you've been in. We on like our 7th year of friendship.
8, because the last year
8?
I've been in school 5 years, not 4.
Oh my gosh, yes, your masters.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I think it's important to note like we on our
Time.
8th. Yeah, we didn't start off Bible study. Like we started off doing sleepover, but you was talking about Hannah Montana. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And YouTubers. But like now we've kind of like grown to a place where we could actually like the conversation is elevated,
Yeah.
and we could be like, oh, like, do you want to do Bible study? And like we enjoy it
Because
both
we
of
need it.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to encourage you, because a lot of people don't want to. They want a godly, more or less relationship, friendship, but they don't never see it. So it's just
Yeah.
like, am I weird? You ain't weird, honey. Go.
What do you
ask-
mean weird for wanting it or weird for?
Weird for wanting it, because this isn't common. That there is an influence that is for better or for worse in your life. So it's very
Yeah.
important to know, is this person for better or for worse in my life?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, for some of y'all, I do believe in my heart that the problem is the friends you have. You've been trying to figure out what's the problem. I feel like my life ain't upgrading or it's your circle. Search out. There's a Judas in some of y'all circles. There is truly a Judas in some of y'all circles. Like, I learned it the hard way. So,
I think we all have to experience Judas at some point in our life. Like, I think so much times we try to avoid Judas, and Judas is just a part of the process. Like,
it is.
Some Judas is necessary.
Pray about your friends. That's my takeaway. Be aware of your friends. Ask God to show you who they are for who they are.
Yeah.
If it's maybe ask God to show you your own heart. Maybe it's you who need to improve as a friend.
Yeah. Some people be the toxic person in the relationship.
They be there like God did it, and looking in the mirror and God's like, you. Literally, and it's happened to both of us. We both of time were like, wait, you ain't the problem. It's like me. I gotta apologize, you know?
Yeah.
So guys, that took our hearts and minds and souls.
I know.
Yeah. So that's all we wanted to say, guys. We hope this video blessed you and encouraged you. Go analyze your friend list, make a list, and pray about it. And I'll see you.
Analyze your friend list.
Yeah, analyze your friend list. And I'll see you guys in my next video.